Have you ever wondered what happens when an entire civilization faces complete ecological collapse? The book of Joel reads like a modern climate disaster movie, but it was written over 2,000 years ago. This ancient text predicted swarms of locusts so devastating they would strip every leaf from every tree, leaving behind a wasteland that would make survivors question everything they believed about their future. Joel opens with one of the most terrifying scenes in biblical literature. Imagine waking up to find your entire world consumed by insects. Not just a few bugs, but billions of locusts moving like a living carpet across the landscape. The prophet describes 4 distinct waves of these creatures, each more destructive than the last. First come the cutting locusts, followed by swarming locusts, then hopping locusts, and finally destroying locusts. This isn't just pest control gone wrong. This is nature itself declaring war on humanity. But here's where Joel gets fascinating. While most people would focus on the immediate crisis, Joel sees something much bigger happening. He interprets this locust invasion as a preview of something called the Day of the Lord. This concept appears throughout biblical prophecy, representing a future moment when divine judgment would sweep across the earth like an unstoppable force. The locusts aren't just destroying crops. They're announcing that the entire cosmic order is about to change. The imagery Joel uses is absolutely cinematic. He describes the locusts as an army advancing in perfect formation, never breaking rank, climbing walls like soldiers, and entering houses through windows. The sound of their wings resembles chariots thundering across mountains. The sun and moon grow dark because their sheer numbers block out the sky. This isn't just agricultural damage. This is psychological warfare on an epic scale. What makes Joel's message particularly striking is how he connects immediate disaster to ultimate hope. Right in the middle of describing this apocalyptic devastation, Joel delivers one of the most famous calls to repentance in religious history. He doesn't just tell people to feel sorry. He demands they tear their hearts, not just their clothes. This phrase became legendary because it captured the difference between surface-level grief and genuine transformation. The prophet then makes an incredible promise. If people genuinely change their hearts and turn back to their spiritual foundations, God will restore everything the locusts destroyed. Not partially, completely. Joel specifically mentions grain, wine, and oil, the 3 staples of ancient Middle Eastern survival. But the restoration goes beyond material recovery. He promises to remove shame, restore joy, and even make up for all the years of loss. This is where Joel's vision explodes into something truly remarkable. He predicts that after this period of judgment and restoration, something unprecedented will happen. The divine spirit will be poured out on all people, not just priests or kings, but everyone. Young and old, servants and masters, men and women, all will receive prophetic abilities. Dreams and visions will become common experiences rather than rare privileges reserved for special individuals. Joel then shifts his focus to international politics. He describes a future gathering of all nations in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, where divine judgment will be pronounced on how different peoples treated others during times of crisis. This section reads like an ancient United Nations assembly, except the judge isn't human. Nations that profited from others' suffering, that bought and sold people like commodities, that showed no mercy during disasters, all would face accountability. The book concludes with a stunning contrast. While hostile nations face consequences for their actions, those who call on the divine name will find safety. Joel promises that Mount Zion will become a place of deliverance, and that the land will experience incredible fertility. Mountains will drip with wine, hills will flow with milk, and streams will run with water. Even the desert places will bloom with life. What makes Joel particularly relevant today is how it addresses ecological crisis, social justice, and spiritual renewal as interconnected issues. The locusts represent environmental catastrophe, but Joel insists this connects directly to how societies treat their most vulnerable members and whether they maintain connection to transcendent values. The book's structure moves from local disaster to cosmic transformation, from individual repentance to universal spiritual awakening, from national judgment to global restoration. Joel presents a worldview where natural disasters aren't random events, but opportunities for fundamental change in how humans relate to each other and to the divine. This ancient prophet essentially argues that moments of crisis, however devastating, can become doorways to unprecedented renewal if people respond with authentic transformation rather than superficial adjustments. That message resonates powerfully in our current era of global challenges.